Oh, oh. Wait a minute. Let me. Is that her? No. That ain't her.
Can you
That
say?
her? I can hear you. I'm blind. No, I'm just playing. Don't take me serious. No, don't take me serious because I'm about to talk about you real quick. Hold up. Hold up, America. We're gonna get some stuff straight, okay? You don't hit me up at no 8, 9 in the morning, lady, all right? You you gonna hit me up, Ricky.
We be up working. I don't know what you talk about. The early bird get the worm, so I was working.
Oh, so you was working.
You should see
What?
what time my manager wakes me up. It was like time to get to work. My kids get up for school at well now they get up now it's hybrid. They get up at 6:24. We up and we goes
Damn.
to bed.
So now that means you're gonna be waking me up to get up in the morning for work?
Work,
Damn.
work.
Spada's number
If
one DJ.
if you want to hit
Tell
record
me what you want.
and you want that bag, if I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna tell you these Caucasian people be up at 4 jogging.
Yes. Yes, they do. And the
I don't
cops
know
don't
where they
mess
be
with them.
jogging to, but they be jogging.
You don't
Period.
know. They be just
I be like, whoo, it be
time
too
to work.
cold. The Lord don't even be up, but hey, it is what it is. What up, man?
What's up? What's up? We
Chilling,
here.
chilling.
We here.
We outside.
Finally. Finally, America, America. Let me say this. This is an honor to
Thank
me
you.
to have somebody that I've been, playing records for years at parties and clubs and got women still going crazy playing her records at clubs. We're gonna keep this music today. We're gonna keep this real music today. You with that, Mo?
I'm with it
Just
because
see that's what I'm talking about.
I'm back.
I'm
It's up. It's stuck. Let's go.
let's go. Man, look, man,
Got
listen,
my
people.
drink in my cup.
Got the
Hey,
drink.
everybody.
Hey, all right. So everybody, welcome to Hype Man Ricky Live IG interviews. I got the lovely, the beautiful, the talented, the legend of R&B paving the way for y'all ladies today. Lil Mo in the building. What's up, Lil Mo?
Chilling, man. Like, life is good.
Life is good.
Yeah. Can't
That's
complain.
Can't complain. That's what's
Nope.
up, man. So the people want to know, Lil Mo, who
hmm
you are and where you're from. So the people that don't know,
Yeah.
tell them who you are and where you from, baby girl.
I'm from everywhere, USA. Born and raised in New York. My dad was ex-military, so I've lived everywhere. Like Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Baltimore, Maryland, Philly. Like you name it, I done lived there. LA,
Uh-huh.
everywhere. But at the end of the day, Little Mo, the artist, like I started out the little girl from Long Island with a dream. And one thing I can say is I spoke my life into existence at the age of 4 when I led my first solo in church. I was like, I'm gonna be a singer, I'm gonna be a superstar. So I
Mm-hmm.
realized the power of manifestation at an early age. I didn't understand it then, but now I know now. So everything I want and everything I do, I manifest it and I make it happen. Period.
That's what's up. So it started all out in church.
Yeah, it started all out in church.
So who made you sing? Who was it?
My aunt Sheila, she was the
Okay.
choir director. And back then, see, now if you don't sing, it's just like, okay, well, we'll call on somebody else. But
Mm-hmm.
back then, when we were growing up in apostolic holiness, they told you if you didn't sing, the Lord was going to give your voice to someone else. And for
Right.
some odd reason, my fear of God started at an early age. So I didn't want God to give my voice to anyone else. So with that being said, I was just like, nah, I'm going to start singing. And the first song I led in church, I remember it was called What a Difference. And
Mm-hmm.
the crazy thing was 4 years old saying when I was in the world, I didn't have a God on my side. Like I was singing adult songs way before my time. So I've always been ahead of my time. I've always
Mm-hmm.
been grown, so to speak. So now that I am grown, it's like now I'm reaching back to the younger generation that I feel that is constantly overlooked because a lot of people, I see stuff that people were saying today about some of the artists like, oh no, I can't get with it. Well, if you can't, I'll get with it because
Mm-hmm.
somebody reached back and grabbed me up and made sure that I made it when they told me I wouldn't because back then I had 20 tattoos, I had a nose ring, I had braids, and it was considered too hip hop, too urban for the consumer.
Right.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. Oh
Yeah.
my God. So now, how long you been in the music industry, the industry itself?
Professionally,
Yes.
I got signed in 99. So this is 21, 22 years.
Mm.
22 years. But I've been
Whew.
touring since I was 15. So I've been working on the railroad a long time. Harriet Tubman has been out here freeing them since he was a kid.
Yo,
Period.
you know what I sense, Mo?
What's happening?
I sense something. Like I feel a little something you want to say. I something like Dionne Warwick was just in my head saying Lil Mo got something she want to get off her chest.
Nah, my new single, I'm getting with this new album, I'm getting everything off my chest. Because you know what I realized? Say
Mm-hmm.
less, sing more. Because that's
Mm-hmm.
what people want from me. I've done the reality TV, I've done the radio, I'm on
Right.
the live, and we chopping it up. But at the end of the day, the best way I convey my messages is through song. So
Yes.
literally for the past 2 years, even through the whole pandemic, we've been putting this album together. And now, like on my daughter's birthday, we dropped Broken Heart, which I was like
Yes.
so excited. But people don't even know we recorded the song on my birthday. So it's just
Mm.
like everything we do is strategic and on our part. Like now I'm independent, signed to the faculty music group, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like it's up from here. I learned the game, I know the game, so now it's time to change the game.
So now let me ask you some questions. Let me ask you this question because I gotta tag questions from people. A lot of
Yeah,
your
I
fans
see it.
ask me.
This joint is lit. I'm like,
Is
oh
this?
my god, I feel like a swipe.
So
They in here. Hey everybody.
somebody wanted me to ask you. You don't mind if I ask you these questions, right?
Now go
We
ahead. If
all
I don't know the
music.
answer, I'll be like, next.
Next.
Yep.
Let me hit that button. All right. What was it like dropping? No, no, no. Name some of the dopest people that you collab with in the industry.
Oh, y'all already know. Missy Elliott, Fabulous. And I would say, see, I've worked with everybody. Jay-Z, Ja Rule, everybody, 50 Cent, everybody that I've worked with,
Mm-hmm.
it was always a different experience. So no matter what went on in everybody's camp or what the case may be, I realized don't get involved in that, work and keep it moving. So that's the reason why I think I'm able to transcend to different genres and generations, because I just never got stuck or put in a box. Even though when I first came out, they was trying to box niggas for real. I ain't gonna even hold you. But they wanted everybody to sound like this, look like this. Even what they're doing today, be like, oh, everybody looks the same. I'll be like, no, everybody don't look the same. It's just that it's so much, at one time. You just don't know what to pick through. But I'm glad I made it, and I made it to the top of the heap. You gotta fight for that spot.
Yes,
And it
yes,
don't
you
mean
do.
that you have to be in competition, because there's room for all of us. But if you want a spot and you work hard for it, just like if you want to buy a house, you got to work for it. Ain't nobody gonna just give you nothing.
Yes, sir.
So
You got to
yeah,
work hard for it. Like Biggie said, you got to work hard for it.
if you
So
want it.
now, if you want it, so now, Superwoman went gold, right? Did it
Well, now
go
it's probably
double
platinum. Like when back
platinum?
then, yeah. Nah, we did some numbers, and yeah, cause I had got some plaques, but I was like, do people even give out plaques anymore? Or do they even have plaques anymore? But Superwoman went platinum. Uh, yeah, and everything.
That sold a lot of copies, though.
Yeah,
I
because
have to
that
say,
was
it's the
copies. We
first.
didn't have streams, but now that it's streaming, it's a whole different. Yeah, we up there
Yeah, yeah,
now that it's
yeah.
streaming.
20 years later,
Mm-hmm.
shit. Because
It's like,
I was looking at my uncle Black from Blackstreet Levi's song Joy, and I'm like,
oh
yo,
yeah.
this shit's still going.
Yeah, now that it's
Damn.
streaming, if we had streaming back then, it would have been really crazy. Like everybody would have been diamond, because back
Mm-hmm.
then you had no choice but to get a hardcore CD. Like, you feel me? There was no
Mm-hmm.
MP3 streaming, downloads, nothing. None of that existed. But now that it does, back then they had Napster, so people were stealing music heavy. Now you could just load it up yourself and just keep it moving.
Okay, now somebody wanted me to ask you, who was your influences growing up, coming up as an artist?
Growing up, I would say, of course, my uncle John P. Key, because that's who I started touring with at 15, the age of 15. Missy Elliott, the Clark sisters, Faith Evans, Mary J. Blige, and it was a lot of people that wasn't even out that I looked up to, that I grew up with in church, that their voices was just like, oh my God, I want to sing like that when I get older.
Mm.
I love Coco from SWV. I love Shirley Murdoch. And I would say even some of the influences for today, because even though a lot of those people came out before me, I gleaned some of my style from them, because it's just like, you can't just go in the booth and be singing. You have to have some type of, tact with it. You can't just be singing all over the place and it makes sense. You don't want to lose people trying to over sing the song. So I would say Whitney Houston, shoot, like, so for far as when the generation started moving on, I love Brandy, I love Monica, I love Jasmine Sullivan. It's just so many artists, Fantasia, that I'm just like, yo, they just so lit, they just so dope. And I'm just like, I just know that, matter of fact, because I'm on the Feminine Forward tour, so I know like all the artists on there, from Carrie Hilson, Maya, A. Marie, everybody just got a sound. So it's just like, I just rock with all the women right now. It's Women's Empowerment Month. I'm just rocking. If you could sing, if you trying, if you doing your thing, I salute you, for real.
That's tough.
It's
That's
the, because it's not even a list that I could put together, because I know I'm leaving some names off and I'm not trying to slight them, but there's so many people. Kelly Price, like, is you kidding me?
Man,
Like,
damn.
I can't sleep on her. Like, she's dope. There's just some people that's just dope.
So, like, now let me ask you, who did you wish you would have worked with over the past in your projects?
Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Because everybody
Why?
else
Why?
I
I was about to
did
say, why
shows
is
with,
that?
I mean, he was the greatest. I mean, just like his work process, his thought process, the way watching his documentaries, the way he put it together, I was just like, dang, I wish I would have had the opportunity to work with him. Amy Winehouse, I watched her documentary, and I remember years ago she did an interview, and she gave me a crazy shout out. She was like, some of the best voices she ever heard was me and Faith Evans. I'm like, oh my God, like, that's crazy to
Yeah.
hear Amy Winehouse say that she loves your voice and would love to work, but then, her untimely death. It's just like, dang, I'm glad I got to work with Tupac, but he was
That's
already
what I was just about to
passed
ask
on.
you. I was just
He
about
had
to
already
ask you.
passed on, but I'm real cool with Quincy Jones' son QD3. So he was like, I know you're a big Pac fan. So they were putting together his album, and
What was it like working with him though? Like,
with QD3,
no, with Tupac.
I never met Tupac. He was already gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was a youngin' when he was outside. But yeah, when I worked with QD3, Pac was already gone for like, he was already gone a couple of years, but he has so much footage and unreleased music that I got to like see and just witness. I was like, oh my God. Like, I started getting Tupac's because I used to want to be Tupac so bad. Like, that's how much of a Pac fan I really still am. I just think that he was the greatest. I love how he just was the underdog from the underground, digital underground, and he just made, like, he became the star. He just paved his own way, and he just became unstoppable, from movies to music to everything he did. And like, whew, yeah, I'm a Pac fan for life. My kids love
I,
Pac, and that's way before their time.
so now you got, you got freaking hits. Hits. So when you in the club, Mo, I want to know how your turn up is when you hear your
It's
songs
lit.
in the club. I want to
It's
know if
lit.
you in there like, oh, yo, what's up?
It's crazy. Like, there'll be times I'll be in the club, and of course they'll play the classic Superwoman, Forever, Put It On Me. But when they play songs that I've commemorated, or I'll be like, oh, I forgot I was on that. Or even songs that I was there when they recorded, it's up. It's up. Like, there's songs that are out. Like, now I was just like, oh my God, I remember I heard that before it came out. It's lit. So it's just like, to be a part of anybody's process, especially my own, it just makes me feel good. Like, remember on, what was it, the Five Heartbeats? When it was like, our
Yeah.
song is on the radio. I
On the
still
radio,
think
they
that
started dreaming,
they
jumping
started,
around.
like,
Yeah.
to hear your song on the radio, to hear your song on the internet, to see people post up about you, to even people want to just talk to you. Like, it's just like, oh, that's what's up. Like, because this is a generation, if they don't care, they don't care.
So now I heard you got a crazy pen game too. They said you could write.
Oh yeah, I
So
done wrote with
who
y'all
did
too
you
with that
wrote from?
too.
Oh damn it, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Like, I knew you was
Now
getting
if you
that.
say I look like him, my sister Keita's on here, killed him. If you say we look alike, we're fighting, Mo. Okay?
Okay, I won't say no.
Thank you. But go ahead. No,
But
you can finish.
nah, just like just I wrote for a lot of people, and the way those doors open were with just like working with Missy. So I just got to write for a lot of people, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. I was just thinking about the other day, one time when I had worked with Gerald Levert, and they made me vocal producer, and I'm like, but he never misses a note. And there was one word that he said wrong, and I was afraid to tell the producer. His name was All Star. I didn't want to tell him. I was like, well, that's not the word right there. He said, tell him. I said, no, you tell him, like, he's famous. I'm not telling him that. He pushed stop in the midst of me saying that, and he was like, oh, what did you want me to? He said, what did you want to say? I was like, that word was wrong. He said, oh, well, tell me what the right word is, and I did. And I was like so scared, like, because it's like you don't tell no legend it's wrong, but it's
Gerald
like,
Levert,
nah, a
he
real
might
one
just
would tell
he'll
you,
make a song about you in a minute.
hello, and you'll be all, then you ain't never gonna get no
Tell
work.
me it's wrong. Tell me it's wrong.
But nah, he was real cool about it. It was just like a minor word, and you know, just everybody I've worked with. Like I remember I had to vocal produce Whitney Houston when Missy wrote the song called Yes. And I stood in the booth with her, and I was standing there the whole time. I was like, oh my God, please don't let me mess up. I was like, I cannot believe I'm in the booth with Whitney Houston. And my throat was so dry, I was so nervous. And she was like, here, baby, you want to, she gave me a fisherman's friend.
How did she say it in her
Here,
little whippy
her
way?
Newark, yes. And she
Her
always say,
Newark way?
Mo. She said, every time I turn on the radio, and I be like, is that Mo? That ain't Mo. Like, when I say I love her, like,
Oh
you couldn't
man.
tell me nothing.
People
I
don't
was in the
know,
booth with
man.
Whitney. Did
Whitney.
me? Big
Major.
up yourself.
Major. That's major. And Gerald Levert? That's
Yes.
major.
Keep sweat. Like, I've been around a lot of legends and have really been humbled, like, to think back to all my experiences. I'm just like, wow, like I really lived the life that I've always wanted to live, that some people dream of. And I would say at first I took it for granted, but now I would say no, not for granted. I really got to the point where it was just like, you know, when you keep on seeing people like, oh, okay, and people would be hype about it. But with me, I was just like, I just was always excited for the next situation. So the fact that like I became who I am, I'm just like, wow, like that's like it's still crazy to me. It's still all a dream to me. 22 years later, it's still like,
It's like you just woke up like, oh shit, I did that?
yeah, crazy.
Damn. Now I watched a lot of your interviews and I
Mm-hmm.
want to know. What was that phone call like? Because I always wanted to hear you say it. What was that phone call like when when you couldn't believe you was going on tour with Missy?
Man, that was crazy. I was in Green Acres Mall, and I had just
Now
finished
where's
getting
Green
my
Acres Mall?
Green Acres Mall is in Queens, New York. And that's
Okay,
like,
okay.
that used to be the most popular mall if you went to Green Acres or Jamaica Ave. So
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica Ave was if you want to negotiate prices. Green Acres Mall was if you had a bag. But I used to go there and get my nails done.
Mm.
So I had just finished getting my nails done. I had a beeper because that was before cell phone plans. That's when you used to have to call people after 9 o'clock. So I remember whenever I would get, I must be calling you
They
because
better
it's
not be
buffering.
calling.
Because it's buffering. But I tell everybody because my joint's still moving. So when I got the beep, I was like, oh, okay. I knew it was Electric Records because I knew their phone number exchange. So Rick Brown was like, Merlin wants to speak to you. Merlin Bob was the senior VP at A&R. And he was when he got on the phone, I was like, hey, like what did I do now? What's up? He was like, he was like, we sent some of your stuff over to Missy. She wants you to call her. I was like, yeah, okay.
Giving a lip.
Missy wants me to call her. You're kidding me. So he was like, here, take down this number. I was like, well, I'm at the mall. So I found something and wrote the number down and called from a payphone. And so when I called and she was like, hello, I was like, hello, can I speak to Missy Elliott? I said the whole government. And she was like, who this? I was like, this is Little Mo. Merlin Bob told me to call you. She was like, yo, hold on. She was like, yo. She was like, I listened to the songs that you submitted. Yo, do you want to go on tour? Like, where you? I was like, yo, I'm on my way. So all I remember was she was like, just send an address, and they sent a car service, and the rest is history. And that's when she had told me one time, she was like, yo, your voice is anointed. You have one of the voices that'll make the biggest sinner want to get saved. And I was just like, wow, like people always tell me I had the anointing and stuff. She was like, I could tell you grew up in church. And then when we like got to discuss our history and stuff like that, she was like, John P. Key is your uncle. Oh my God, I love John P. Key. So it was just like after that we clicked from the first time we met, and it's just been up ever since. It
That's
literally
what's
went
up.
on a USA tour, overseas, everything.
Now that touring, I know that touring was crazy. You when they saw you come out probably for Hot Boys, that's on Hot Boys. I know they
Yeah.
went nuts.
It used to be so crazy because like her energy, chemistry, costume, stage presence, performance, the way it just used to run the whole show used to be so lit. But we used to really take it over the top when we used to perform at those spring blings and the MTV spring breaks, and all the
Hmm.
artists would come out when we would do Hot Boys, and Eve would be there.
Yeah.
And like when we
Shout
had
out to
all the
Eve.
others there, like, oh my God, it would just be it's like an unexplainable experience. I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to do that, because like a lot of those shows don't exist anymore. So I read the comments when they post like Throwback Thursdays, and then people be like, Dag, I always want to get grown so I can go to the spring
Mm.
bling, but now it doesn't exist. So it's just
Yeah.
certain things that, I wish they would bring back. They have like certain outdoor fests and stuff, but it was something about those spring blings,
Blings that
and
just
it was just everybody couldn't wait to the next summer, because if you was grown and you could go, it was
mm.
up.
It was up
That
like a
was up.
motherfucker. You can hear
Yep.
me good, Mo? You can hear
I
me
can
good?
hear you. Yep.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so now everything went on pause.
Hmm.
Pandemic happened.
Yeah.
What we gonna do? So now my thing is, how did you manage to still keep working and doing what you're doing during the pandemic with your music?
Well, of course, outside was closed, so
Mm-hmm.
um, we were literally in the middle of tour. We
Mm.
flew to LA. My manager Wu and I, we had flew from one show. They had to fly to LA to shoot a cover. And then that's when we got word. They was just like, yo, they about to shut everything down. But we was like, well, we still have to go out on the road and do the play, because we had to fly from LA to, I think it was, yeah, New Orleans. And this is
Mm-hmm.
on between March 11th and March 14th.
Right.
Like we literally saw the whole world change. And I was just like, yo, like, I thought the world was coming to an end, because the way the people were panicking, the people were rushing the stores, the streets were desolate. Like
Mm-hmm.
they didn't want nobody to move. Really wasn't no masks in sight, and nobody knew what was going on. So then when we got the chance to finally leave out of the city, because everything was like they was like the governor shutting everything down. I was like, well, how we supposed to get how I'm supposed to get home? I got kids. Like
Yeah.
we got families that we have to get back to.
Right.
Then we went to, they was like, well, we'll just take a hiatus. Everybody thought it was going to be for 2 weeks. 2 weeks turned to 2 months. 2 months turned to 6 months. 6 months turned to a year. But in between there, because there was that time where they told everybody to quarantine, that
Mm-hmm.
was a part of life where I was just like, in all of my time of being Little Mo, I've never been anywhere for 2 weeks, 2 months in one place. So
Mm.
mentally, I was just like, yo, what if we never get to tour again? It was like, well, don't think like that. Like everybody was like, is everything gonna be okay? Going to the stores was weird. Um, my kids was home from school, and they were like, are we gonna go get to play with our friends again? Not being able to move and sit still. That's when I knew. I was like, oh yeah, shit just got real.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do? Because I have songs out there, but I knew that us being on tour and we were working on new music, and the other artists that we were coming in contact with, it's just like all of that came to a halt. Our studio wasn't even open, so it was like, oh my God, like, you really kidding me? But then at that time, that's when I really honestly got all my business and my mental together. I took that time to get much needed rest, because I've been running ever since I was 15. So just
Mm-hmm.
think, like, I ain't stopped since I started. Even
Right.
when I would take a little break, I would always come out, do a reality show, do radio, I would be running around. And then honestly, it felt like I was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. It got to the point where it's just like, are you chasing a bag? Or are you running from something?
Mm-hmm.
So I really got to figure out and find out who I was, what I wanted to do, and what I needed to change. Um, Coming off the hiatus of like my past catching up with me being free of the opioid addiction, me being a single mom of 5, like putting it all in perspective, because a lot of times I walk out and work because I'll be like, yo, I gotta take care of this. But at the end of the day, I wasn't taking care of myself. Like,
Right.
you could burn yourself out.
Yes.
Always popping up, showing out, turning up. It was time out for the turn up. So I really thank God for the pandemic, because the turn up honestly saved my, like, not turning up saved my life, because you could get exhausted, dehydrated. It's just a lot. Traveling on airplanes, that takes a toll on your body. And
Yes.
so I got closer with my family. I got closer with, honestly, with my music, because we would record and then have to leave, then come back and pick up where we left off. But actually having to sit down, and then finally, once the studio opened back up, to go in and then mash out songs and then sending them out to LA to get mixed. And then, like, all right, now it's time to get the album. Once we saw Outside peaking a little bit open, okay, now it's time, and now it's up. And then once, some of the bands had been lifted, that's when I was just like, yeah, now is the time. So I got to clean my slate and basically, honestly, be a new artist again.
Start like just started all over,
Started
like
all
the
over.
life.
So, like, I have songs out there, but the version of me, the old version of me that people knew, please let that go. Like, I'm still cool. I'm still a writer. I'm still a hustler. I'm still, a singer, an entrepreneur. I'm still a legend, but my old ways wasn't unlocking new doors. This is a new
It's a
trend of
new.
music. It's a new, like, literally from March of last year to now, it's a whole new world. The world as we know it will never be. So I got that in my mind, and once I made peace with that, I was just like, all right, now it's time to go.
So now, speaking of the new Lil Mo,
Mm-hmm.
what are we looking at now? What do you want us to expect from the new Lil Mo now?
All glow. Like, my manager Wu always says to me, and I speak his name a lot, because honestly, I was going so far left that a lot of people didn't see it, but people that were close to me saw how much of the deep end I was going off of. And he was just telling me there was a lot of things I was doing on social media that was like, I had to clean that up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
everything don't deserve a response or a reaction. Stop doing it. Everything don't deserve your time. Stop showing up to everything. Fall back from stuff. Be missed. Focus on your go and your glow. And when you like have to, like, take it all in and realize, like, I wasn't focused on it. I was literally pushing everybody else to greatness. And then when I was like, so what about me? Nobody don't reach back. I just be like, dang, that's how it is. Just like, nah, it is what it is. It's no disrespect. Not saying people don't got love for you, but they gonna get their money. They gonna get their bag. They gonna go home to who they gonna go home to. But what do you have when them lights go off? Once we get off this live, who are, like, you have to ask yourself, like, what did I do? What did I accomplish for the day? And if it was making sure everybody else is good and you not, then that's the problem. So we had to fix
Mm-hmm.
that problem. So that's what you're gonna see from me. I've never been one to sing about pain or hurt, because I've been down and I've hit rock bottom, but I was like, I'm not comfortable there, and I'm not comfortable with bringing people down there with me. So you ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna get nothing low. You're gonna get everything up, lit, on go.
So you ready to level fuck up?
Period.
Let me hit that again.
It's a
Yeah,
vibe.
it's a vibe. I'm like, I'm ready for this Lil Mo.
Yeah, I am
I'm no,
too. Finally.
I'm motherfucking ready for this Lil Mo. Like,
Yep.
I'm I've seen the Lil Mo that had the heartaches, all the bullshit going on in her life,
Yeah.
career. I don't even want to talk. I ain't want to get it. I just want to see this new Lil Mo that's gonna bring us that pain and heat. Cause this is what we want to see now. We want to
Yep.
see the now Lil Mo.
Yep.
So on this project you got coming up,
Yeah.
could you give us a sneak peek of who, any artists that we need to look out for that's on
Me.
this?
Me.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
got other features on there, but honestly, one thing we didn't want to get caught up in was, a lot of people do features, and I'm not downplaying them. I always call
Mm-hmm.
them, we need part twos, because then you get to see what another artist would bring to the table on a record,
Right.
which honestly, a lot of times, sometimes people's remixes and part twos be better than the original. Hello, but it
Originally.
is what it is. But what I
Uh-huh.
wanted to do was, because a lot of times with the records I do have, I have other artists on them from my past. So when their part comes up, I usually have to get the crowd to sing it, but it's nothing greater than being able to perform the song that you have with someone with them. And that's hard. Once outside open up for real, like they saying, I already know every artist that's been dormant or been resting is gonna come out of hibernation and they're gonna be on go because that
Oh, well,
bag gonna be
yes, I
open.
bet that bag is
So
open.
so trying to be like, yo, I got a show over here. Can you pop out? It's gonna be hard. Like it's hard now
Mm-hmm.
because everybody is just like, well, people are back to taking hostings. I remember people like, I ain't hosting nothing. But it's like when
Mm-hmm.
that bag start drying up, not saying that they don't need, like everybody not struggling, but a lot of people just want to get out the house. They're gonna chase that bag. So I
Mm-hmm.
realized let's focus on where I am. So like what the album is crazy. I ain't gonna even hold you. It don't need no features. Oh, but we got some, but they some surprises.
Mm.
One thing about me
Now,
is I'm gonna make a call and those who answered are gonna make it in, and those who didn't are gonna wish they did.
now, I just got one more question for you from a throwback person. Then we're gonna do something else.
Okay.
They was called "I Love Throwbacks." They be playing a lot of your throwbacks. They
Okay.
said, "What was the story behind recording the track Gangster?"
Wow. Um,
And I love
okay.
killing that record.
But there's like, do you have the I don't even know if anybody has the part two besides the West Coast that I did with Snoop Dogg. Do you have that one?
Let me see.
Because I've always loved the song with so much drama in the LBC. It's kind
See,
of
it's not a
Harvey and
hard
Snoop
beat.
D go
Look to a
double G.
double G.
So I was just like, the East Coast version with so much drama in the NYC. I'm trying to make this dollar. Only got 16. I mean, I got 16 bars to make this money. You feel me? So it was just like, it's
Nah,
always been, yeah.
I think I just got this one. Hold on.
Let me see. Yo.
Yeah, I think I just got that one. I think
Oh,
I
okay.
already know how that's gonna turn
The
out.
Snoop Dogg one, the West Coast remix. It was we did that one like as a part two. We did that a little bit after, and I think that just might have came out on vinyl. I gotta find that because a lot of people don't even
Yeah,
know
I'm.
that
Matter of fact,
exists.
because I do a little throwback shows on
Hmm.
Friday because I have a TGIF show,
Okay.
and I might have you be a co-host with me one day. So don't be mad, okay? Don't be
Uh huh.
mad at me because I'm tagging you. Come do a co-host on my show. Now I can do shit on Instagram live and shit. So yeah, we gonna play that and
Okay.
but let's get back into this other stuff. Let's get back into this stuff. Now,
Yeah.
I like to do this thing called I want to play your record.
Okay.
Broken Heart. Could you
Okay.
tell the people what Broken Heart is about?
Well, Broken Heart is honestly, as much as people don't want to admit it, everybody has had their heart broken at one point in their life, and you felt your life or your world was coming to an end. I know with me, a lot of people saw what I went through and I thought it was over for me. I was just like, I just couldn't get nothing right. But then I looked at my situation and I looked at a couple of other situations that I saw happening that were dear to my heart, that I was just like, wow, my situation wasn't that bad. When Kobe Bryant and his daughter passed and all of those that were on the plane, like that shocked the world.
Yes.
So not only did Vanessa Bryant lose a husband, but she lost a daughter. And it's just like, wow. So that's devastation. You immediately like, God, like what's going on? Like, how does that happen? How does that happen? Then when we see Lauren London with Nipsey, how she lost her husband, he left out to handle some business. He didn't make it back home. Devastation. So, and I'm sending out prayers too to Lyric, aka Young Chanel, who I don't know if a lot of people been following the story. She had a brain tumor, and I believe it's cancerous, and they're giving her. They told the mother she has days to live. So when
Oh,
I saw it, I'm just like, and I believe
oh,
she's 11 or 12 years old, and I'm just like, I was looking at her page, and her mom was like, I would do anything to get my baby back. Like she was perfectly normal and healthy. Then one day she got sick, took ill, and then just been back and forth to doctors, and I couldn't imagine that devastation. So when you think you're going through something, there's someone who's going through something worse than you.
Right.
And no money in the world, I can almost guarantee that if there was a choice given to Vanessa, to Lauren, to anybody, to myself, if I could have my peace, my protection, my safety back for everything, if there's any money that I could pay, if I could give you all my money, I bet you Vanessa would want Kobe and her daughter back. I bet you Lauren would want Nipsey back. I bet you, like, I traded in so much. I just wanted my peace back. So broken heart is just like you get to a point where you ask God, like, is this my karma? Because I know y'all said he won't put more on me than I could bear. Bitches burn. And it's getting a lot.
Right.
So with that being said, don't think your situation is the end all be all. Just know that God has something greater. And even if he don't, just know that God is able. So it's not a gospel song, but at the end of the day, it's uplifting, because it's just like, after all of this I've been through, that people have seen from my past, where do I go? I'm walking around with a broken heart, and broken and hurt people hurt people. So I was going around hurting people, not realizing, so I'll pick up the pieces that belong to me. What I can grasp, my peace, my mind, my health, my strength, my children, my my glow, my fans, my friends, my family, me. I knew to find the greatest love of all was in me. So really, Broken Heart is an uplifting song with everybody wants it to be sad, but at the end of the day, I want to heal a whole generation of people that I may have hurting, or that may be hurting, because it's a lot of hurt. Like, coming out of this pandemic, it's going to be a lot of trauma that people undealt with before,
Right.
during, and after. So
Right.
I want this song to be the anthem that's going to get us out the pandemic too. Period.
All right. So without further ado, we're going to get into this song, Broken Heart by Lil Mo. But let me just push this real quick.
It's Paris' #1 DJ. Tell me what you want. DJ Hypemanricky on BoomingLive.com.
Let's get to it, baby.
What's up, Mandy? I see you.
Where do you go to fix a broken heart? Ooh, who could put you together when you're torn apart? Ooh, hand in hand, I was there, can't switch my cards. But it ends, it's over, you can push restart. Where do you go to fix a broken heart? Look at me, I got shattered dreams. It's over now. Trying to pick up the pieces that belong to me. Over now. So where do you go to fix a broken heart?
Let's go.
My heart got broke, I ain't know how to act. Had questions for God, how could you do me like that? What did I do wrong? Is karma paying me back? Did I deserve a broken heart? Are you sure about that? This pain is something different, so savage, it's so vicious. I can't explain this. What is this? I only know one way I can fix this. Bottle in my head, drinking the pain away. Ooh, the more I drink, it make me feel okay. Okay. Rain, go away, come back another day. Why can't I shine? Why you throwing shade? Happiness just seems so far away. Why would you bring a dark cloud to a sunny day? Where do you go to fix a broken heart? Ooh, who could put you together when you're torn apart? Ooh, playing a hand, I was down, can't switch my cards. But it is so I can't push restart. Where do you go to fix a broken heart? Look at me, I got shattered dreams. It's over now. Trying to pick up the pieces that belong to me. Over now. So where do you go to fix a broken heart?
lighters up.
Look at me, I got shattered dreams. Trying to pick up the pieces that belong to me. Where do you go to fix a broken heart?
It's a vibe.
Hypemanricky.
I ain't gonna even hold you. My manager wrote the
Shout out
blood
to
out
Woo.
of that record.
Shout out to Woo, man.
He saw what I was going. He put that pen to work, and I sang my heart out. And like that
Mo,
record, that's my healing song.
Mo, I gotta get up real quick. I'm so. Mo, I gotta hear you sing one verse of a song, just one. Please give me one. This is my. I just want one. Can I?
I wish we could have more people on here so I can have some background singers, but I'll just sing "Broken Heart" because right now that's the song that's like really in my heart. That's the.
Go ahead.
That's my.
Give me the first verse. Give me the first verse.
I'll sing the
Give me the first verse.
That first verse long.
Okay. Give me some of the song, whatever you can give me.
Okay. Over now. Look at me, I got shattered dreams. Trying to pick up the pieces that belong to me. So where do you go if it's a broken heart? It's over now. Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back in the groove. All right. Now, Miss Mo, Miss Lil Mo, Miss Mo now.
Yes, sir.
So what brands are you working with? Any clothing brand or any brands right now?
Yeah, but we're not giving no free shout outs tonight.
Okay. Now let's get out of that question.
Yeah, all of that stuff is forthcoming because I'm waiting for my packages as we speak.
Oh, we're gonna take them for a walk if we don't get our stuff. All right.
Hello.
Hurry up, people.
But no,
and we're not playing.
Besides my music and my Savage Heart album that is coming, like my whole thing is focusing on my family. My daughters, they're like entrepreneurs. Like, so I always post them up on my page. I'm pushing my family's business because I realize there are certain families. The reason why they're so prolific and why they're so like their brands are so big is because they push each other. Anytime you see certain families, they do photo shoots together, stuff like that. I was like, it's time for me to uplift my daughters. I mean, they got so much hustle in them. My daughter Heaven, she has a hair company, a travel agency. Like she's in college, all honors. She's in her bag. My daughter Goddess has her own boutique, Beauty Imperfections. She's in the 10th grade, all honors. It's up. Like my son sings. So I'm pushing my kids to be greater versions of me. That's all I can ask for. So
your son's an artist?
Yes, that's who actually was singing on the backgrounds on Broken Heart.
Okay. You need to send me his music too.
Oh, it's coming. We just wait for him to get a little bit older because with him being 12 and he's just at that age where he don't want to really listen right now. So yeah.
Okay. And we're gonna have to get him to listen. Look, bro.
Yeah.
Man, you just sing a song real quick, bro. so all right. Fun fact. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
At this segment, I like to do this thing called the verses. And you just pick one name and we keep it moving. No controversy. None of that. So let me know. You ready?
Okay.
Okay, the first one. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Like who would win?
Who would win?
Oh my God. Michael gets the one up because he could dance. Okay. But Prince is a legend. Like, I still watch Purple Rain to this day, but I still watch The Wiz. So that would have to be a legendary, like Michael Jackson and Friends, Prince and Friends. That's like even two separate sounds. So I can't even pick.
You better pick one.
I would say Michael Jackson would get the one up because he would start dancing it. No, because Prince keep dance like.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're gonna say a
Well,
tie.
Michael Jackson was singing with. So if Michael Jackson went in the Jackson 5 bag, then he would get the one up because he really has classics since he was like 5. But once Prince sings Purple Rain, it's a rap.
Is a
Once Michael
rap.
Jackson like sings You Are Not Alone, once like it's just certain things that's like I would lose it. Like they're like I really wish they wasn't gone because
Me
we
too,
need them for
man.
now. We need
Well,
them for
yo,
now.
you know what's
Everybody in the
crazy?
comments saying Michael because he been at it longer, but people saying
But
Prince.
you know what's crazy, Mo? And I know you was at the awards when Michael was there when they gave James Brown the coat.
Oh,
Yo, Michael was killing that shit. You
yeah.
see that? That motherfucker got up there
Michael
and
was so
started
humble
dancing.
and so down to earth,
Woo.
made you want to hang out with him and stuff like that. That's what I'm like, man.
Okay, let's move on. Patty or Aretha?
Uh, well, okay. See, Aretha came up in church, but the reason why I choose Auntie Patty because I've been around her so many times. Like I've been to her house. Like that's really like my aunt. So
Mm.
she gets the extra pick
Pick.
verse.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Patty, when she
Okay.
kick off them shoes, it's up. Like you know the vibes.
So I know the vibes. Okay.
Hypemanricky.
Jay-Z or Nas?
In looks or in music.
Music.
Come on, like Jay tours the world. Like Nas is dope. Like far as lyrically, he's lit. But Jay-Z, like you can't take Jay's the greatest rapper probably in the world, like of all times, like of all time, hands down. Everybody knows that. Like that's not even like I wouldn't even.
Okay. I got you. I got you. This is gonna kick you. Boys to Men or Jodeci?
Jodeci.
Mm. You know what's funny, yo?
I used to
Yo.
want to be in Jodeci, and I'm a girl.
Yo, KC, when I don't know, I was playing you got to tune into my Slow Jam Sunday too. Um, I was playing Life, and for some reason, it felt like I just heard that song for the first time.
Yeah,
From the
Jodeci.
soundtrack. Yo,
I love
yeah.
Boyz II Men. Don't get me wrong. End of the
Mm-hmm.
road, all that stuff. But Jodeci was a vibe. And the reason why I'm giving them the one up is because they came from church and they used to come to my uncle's choir rehearsal. And I remember how much backlash they got for singing secular music. And I got that same backlash. So I always felt a connection to Jodeci. Like I used to think I was Jodeci. You could not tell me I was not Jodeci or Joe from DC. Somebody like it is what it is. Like Forever My Lady, when he said, "So you having my baby," and then me, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like everybody wanted to hang around Jodeci. Boyz II Men just seemed like they were so nice and they like they're great guys. Like because I know everybody, but Jodeci the one.
Okay. Okay. Oh, for real quick, I want everybody that's on this live, I want you to follow me. Yes, follow me and the Little Mo Show. But better yet, make sure y'all follow the Little Mo Show.
Yep.
Okay?
And
Because we don't.
on all streaming platforms, get that broken heart, run it up. Because we got some good things coming. Like I really can't wait. And my kids is like literally opening the door while I'm doing this interview. So I already know what that means.
Okay, we got one more.
Okay.
Fab or Jada?
Are you serious? I got love for Jada. And I understand that they had to, but my camaraderie and my loyalty always goes to my brother Fab. Like, but at the end of the day, Jada got bars, but far as commercial hits, Fab, like, to this day, is up. There's probably, honestly, it's not too many people that I think Fab got the swag. Like, he gonna get dressed, he gonna throw that shit on, he gonna give you some fly, like, he gonna do some fly shit. Jada is gonna spit them bars, and yeah. But both of them is family, but Fab is my choice.
Okay. So yeah, because I'm looking at these comments. These comments are
I'm
real.
trying to see people saying Fab.
People saying Fab, Kiss, Jada. The real Burnell.
I loved when they did the Freddie vs. Jason. That was genius to me.
Woo!
That album released, that whole listening party, and when they had this, when they put it together, I was like, yo, that was crazy. Lyrically,
so you're gonna go with Fab. We going with Fab.
Yeah.
Okay. Now because I know you gotta get up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I like to ask a lot of artists this. When we about to leave and for inspirational thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
If you could give 3 things of advice to a hot and upcoming artist, writer, producer, rap, DJ, whatever it is, what will it be?
Okay. Like just 3 words or 3
things, if you could. 3 things. Or if you could just give me one and just flow off of what you could say.
Okay. 3 things. 1, don't ever let nobody tell you that you're not dope. Because people will try to downplay your artistry, your talent, and your gift. Run with it. Because trust me, people told me I wouldn't make it. They tell me none of my songs is hits. And anytime I put something out for real, it's up. So if I can make it, you can make it. 2 is like literally you have to focus. You have to stick to the plan that what you said you was gonna do, stick to it. And last but not least, don't take no for an answer. Missy told me that in the beginning. Don't take no for an answer.
That's what's up, man.
That's it.
Now, so do you have anything? Do you have any contact information if you want people to, if they want to book you, or if they want to
it's
work
in my
with
bio.
you?
It says for literally for booking, interviews, or requests at woo__says. Please contact him because there he go in the comments.
Yeah, there you go.
There he
Make
go.
Sure y'all follow.
Make sure y'all follow him and contact him, and that's how you get. That's honestly the way to get to me. Unless I be like, yo, here go my song, run it up.
All right.
All right.
Well, I want to say this to you, Mo. I love you. Thank you for doing this interview with me. This means a lot to me in my career as a DJ and host. I hope that we get to talk again. Hopefully we link somewhere or whatever, and I DJ for you at a party or whatever. But we're definitely gonna talk about some hosting on my show. So get ready for that.
All right. Thank you for everybody that joined us tonight. Like, I appreciate y'all taking y'all time out on y'all Thursday night to tune in, lock in. I just want everybody I'm saying thank you, and thank you to everybody who has supported the single and posted me up and showed love thus far. Like, I really don't ask for much. All I ask for is, like, if you support me, I appreciate you, and that's it.
So make sure y'all support that single, Broken Heart, on all platforms. It's motherfucking Hypemanricky. It's motherfucking Lil Mo. You know what I'm saying?
Good night, y'all.
Stand up. DC, you know what it is. Lil Mo, I'll let you.
All right.
All right. She got to push it. Well, there you have it. Hypemanricky and Lil Mo. Make sure y'all follow me. It's not hard to push that follow button. I got a lot of good, dope upcoming interviews coming up. I'm trying to get Genuine up here. We're gonna get some people up here. Tyrese. We're gonna get a lot of people up here. So make sure y'all follow me. Shout out to Lil Gel. Shout out to Killia. Shout out to all my people up here. I appreciate everything, all the love. Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in. Shout out to my boy Lee. Rest in peace to his peoples, and rest in peace to my cousin Ishmael. Rest in peace to everybody. Make sure y'all watch this interview live on here. You can see it also on on YouTube as well. So I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.
Hypemanricky.
Oh, and also shout out to my brother S. I see you, bro. And shout out to the Bronze Heat organization and Boomin' Live Radio.